welcome everyone. This is a terrific occasion. Every time we have the opportunity in New Bedford to announce the growth of jobs in New Bedford is a happy day for our city. And we welcome with open arms a terrific company that services mostly the high-tech industry, and that's UpSource. UpSource was founded back in 2000 by Michael and Sarah, who's to my left, and they recently decided to set up shop in New Bedford. They're most recently in Fairhaven up until a few months ago or so, about 6 months or so, Mike. And through the hard work of several players here who I will highlight, their relocation to New Bedford has become a reality. They have approximately 75 jobs here in a building that is owned by Joseph Abood Apparel, and they're looking to grow, and we're looking forward to supporting their growth here. It's a very exciting project on a number of fronts. It involves, again, the creation of good jobs at good wages here in the city of New Bedford, above all. But secondly, it involves a conversion of older mill space that we prefer to convert to commercial purposes. And we have an excess of mill space in the city, and it is oftentimes hard to reconvert that space into commercial uses, modern commercial uses that can house competitive companies. And this is an example of where it's worked well. But it takes a lot of work to get to this point. And let me just highlight some of the efforts of some of the folks up here as well as some of the folks out there, and I hope not to leave anybody out. Let me first thank Michael and Sarah for his efforts, and not only being a visionary business leader, but also having the foresight and the perceptiveness to embrace New Bedford. We are more than welcome to have you here, Mike. Let me also thank Mike Hunter from the state. The state has come down to help us. Mike's works in Greg Bielecki's office, and he has been a great partner of New Bedford ever since he got into office, along with Secretary Bielecki. So, Mike, I appreciate the work that you have done in order for us to get to this day. Matt Morrissey at the Economic Development Council, again, who has become very facile with bringing people together in projects like this. Matt is the quarterback of these efforts and is able to work with businesses to determine what their needs are and how we might be able to work with the state as well as other partners to make things fit. In this instance, one of the things that Matt did very proactively is to look for space for UpSource, make sure that they had a space that worked well for their needs. And in doing that, he reached out to Tony Sapienza at Joseph Abood Apparel and was able to work out an arrangement where UpSource could fit neatly into this mill building that is occupied by Joseph Abood, and it seems to be working very well, and UpSource seems to be pleased with it. I walked in here today and everything looked new, and it had that, kind of like the new car smell. It has that new call center smell. Right? So everything's new carpets, new everything, new phones, lots of people talking on phones. So it's a good thing. We're very, very pleased with the teamwork that went into to realizing the goal here. So with that, let me call Mike and Sarah up first. I'll MC this thing, but I really, as I said, really want to commend all of you who have been involved. Brenda Francis, Len Coriarty, especially for helping out with employee outreach, employee training. Robin Branco at the Chamber of Commerce, and many other people. But this is a part of town that is really growing. It's growing as an economic center for our city. Jeff Glassman is here from Darnett, another company that's growing along this corridor. As we build out this part of town, and we are seeing not only the growth of companies, but also some residential properties along the river. Cliftex 1 and 2 are about to come online soon. These will add value here. The Riverwalk is in its well along in its planning stages. We look to add real value in this neighborhood by bringing that online in the next few years. So these are things that we're doing to make this neighborhood really an economic hub of the North End. And those plans are coming together, those efforts are coming together well, and I'm just pleased that I can be here to support them. So with that, Mike, congratulations on your move to New Bedford, and welcome.
I will try to be brief. As the mayor indicated, what really allowed us to come to New Bedford, and I mean this, is the partnership and support from the city, from the state, from a lot of the businesses here, including Abood. Partnership is an overworked word these days, but really, we could not have done this without the help of the New Bedford Economic Development Council, Mass Development, Bristol Community College, the workforce training, Joseph Abood, a great architect firm in JMBA and Associates, and also I have to say our employees. I don't know if you know, we do inbound, which means that you can't stop the phones. You can't turn them off and say, oh, we're going to build a new center, we'll open it up in 6 months and answer the phones. So they were all camped next door in the wide open spaces. We used to joke and say, we're going on a camping trip. And yes, there are no walls, and yes, the bathrooms are despicable, and yes, it's noisy and dusty and dirty, but have faith, one of these days we'll be in a gorgeous new call center. And they had the faith, and so we are. Just 2 seconds about UpSource. So UpSource is trying to do something that is difficult to do. And I use those words carefully, trying to do it as opposed to just doing it. And it's difficult to do. We are trying to provide a call center for technology and other businesses where instead of following the path of the call center as the new sweatshop of the 21st century, we're going the opposite direction. We try to pay decent wages. We give benefits, health care, leave time, vacation time. We try and treat our employees with respect, with the result that we have far less turnover than in the industry, and that justifies the investment that we make in our folks in terms of training and skill development so that they can deliver for our clients. It's not easy to do. We are part of a global economy right here in New Bedford. We have call centers in Nova Scotia and Oklahoma, and we have partnerships with Danish technology firms and so on. But it doesn't mean that we need to do the race to the bottom. We think we can build customer support, tech back office jobs in New Bedford that are good jobs with decent wages, that are entry-level jobs into the workforce of the future. But to do that, we continue to need all the help of all the players that have brought us here. And again, I can't say enough about Rick and Kim and Joseph Abood and their help for us in this difficult move. We've got 10,000 square feet. We're going to take it up to 70, 75 employees as quickly as we can, and then we hope to bring it to 100 employees over the next 18 months. We've done a specific design which is within the construct of the mill building. Our technology is a much greener technology. It uses what's called zero-based client and VMware, which cuts our electric use and our carbon footprint by 85% over what would otherwise be here. Hard to see in the midst of this old setting, but it's new technology in a great place, and we are just so glad to be here. And again, I am so appreciative of the partnership that allowed us to be here. Thank you.
Again, let me just say that we have a great partnership with the state and Secretary Bielecki's office, as well as with other secretariats in the Patrick Murray administration. And one of our great partners is Michael Hunter, who's the Undersecretary of Economic Development. So, Mike, would you come up and say a couple words?
Thanks, Mayor. Can't come 50, 60 miles to realize that Mike Ansaro and I have a long-standing relationship from our years of past organizing. So that's been pretty interesting. But In terms of your reference to partnership, Michael, it's probably only Washington where that isn't the catching on these days. But in terms of our partnership with the city of New Bedford, it's been outstanding. I think the governor made it clear early on that he wanted to talk about economic parity throughout the state, making sure that all the regions of the state really benefited from the type of economic development resources we have available. I think, Matt has been a key player here in New Bedford for the administration. The mayor is now providing additional leadership. The secretary and I were very impressed with our meeting with the mayor recently, his passion about the city and his intellect, and quite frankly, just knowledge. So we're looking forward to continuing that partnership. One of the things I like to talk about is, the governor and Secretary Bielecki emphasized the need for collaboration, which is a critical component of economic development. But the governor always tells a story about how in the south side of Chicago, where he grew up, people actually brought you a pie or a cake when you moved into the neighborhood. When you moved into metropolitan Boston, you had to bring up your neighbors a cake or a pie, which is just kind of, the New England culture and how we function. But one of the things he used as an example to try to get us off our duffs and be very proactive, listen to our constituents, both business community, obviously the municipalities, and the general public. One of the things that, in talking to Michael a little bit that we're taking very seriously is the whole issue of workforce development. How do we begin to continue to train our young adults and adults for the emerging technologies? I think this is a great example of the type of business that provides middle-income jobs. We are in a place now, given the governor's focus, to really begin and continue to provide advanced training in a lot of the emerging technologies which exist. The other key component of our economic development plan is entrepreneurship and innovation. Secretary Bielecki has really pushed this area to the forefront. Technology in general is an area that we feel we can continue to leverage because of our critical mass in Boston and UMass Dartmouth and throughout the state. So there are areas we're going to continue to focus on. Mass development, there was a reference made earlier. We have combined several agencies who provide financing and technical support. Mass development is one of those. We want to begin to push that agenda to help create emerging businesses and to foster economic development. And lastly, regional infrastructure investment is a big part of what we do. It's a big part of what we've done with New Bedford. The growth districts have been, I think, a great way to begin to leverage local investment. It's a comprehensive development planning strategy that cities like New Bedford have taken advantage of, and they've led to this type of development. In addition, with some of the more grants that have supported International Marketplace and many of the other projects here in New Bedford. But we continue to be here for you folks. Please reach out and continue to reach out. And again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mike. Let me call Matt Morrissey up for his remarks. As I said, Matt, as he has done so many times in the past, quarterbacked this effort from the local level to bring partners together and to do so in a very effective, constructive way. And that's become Matt's forte. He, along with Derek Santos, are among the most overworked economic development team in America right now, but they're still churning out the work at a high rate, creating jobs for our city. So, Matt, come on up. Hey, I mean it.
Thanks, Mayor. Thank you very much. Just a few things that I want to make sure get stated. The first is it absolutely is a team effort. And although Mayor Mitchell has been mayor for the last 5.5 months, make no mistake about it, the Mayor Mitchell is making sure that the projects that have been online and in the pipeline are getting done. And most of what we have in economic development, there's no guarantee that any of it gets done. And Mayor Mitchell is the quarterback that's making these things come into fruition. So, Mayor, your leadership is critical to get us to the podium at this event and many others that we'll have coming up. So, a little round of applause for Mayor. The second is the city team, certainly the Economic Development Council team. The project wouldn't happen without Derek Santos and Angela Johnston and Ramon Silva on the team of the Economic Development Council. But also, as the mayor pointed out, there are the workforce investment folks that are here. Deb and Brenda and Len are critical to, once we get to yes, making sure that the population of folks who are looking for jobs connect with the opportunities that are being created here by UpSource. So very, very important. And then as part of the build-out, Michael and Susan and Joan from the UpSource team, they didn't just bring their professional services firms from outside the city to the project. They hired local. And that's a very important component part of what we're trying to do now, is make sure that there are projects that are coming into the city that are creating jobs that are also providing some additional bump in job creation as a result of the services that are being brought to bear. And Joe Booth is here and his team is here who designed this fantastic facility. So Michael, thank you for that as well. And then Danny Romanowitz and his team to make sure that the complex development that the mayor alluded to actually gets into the ground in an efficient but safe way, so that nothing is sacrificed in terms of, we're always pounding from an economic development standpoint to get it done. Danny's very good about making sure that everything is buttoned down, every T is crossed and I's dotted, but he's doing it in an expeditious way, and that's very important because time is money. So Danny and his team also are critical components. And then finally, I just want to say that this district, as the mayor said, is emerging as really a symbol or a beacon of where the city is going, and blending our ability to take great infrastructure money from the state, create new gateway opportunities into previously very difficult areas in the city, opening up access to the water as it will be accessible to the neighborhoods here through the Riverwalk that we hope to get in the ground in the late summer, early fall. And then this whole industrial edge, the $60 million of restoration that's happening across the street, and companies like Jeff Glassman's at Darnett are investing in creating more jobs. There are over 1,000 jobs in this immediate district right now, not including the 75 or so that are here at UpSource. So this is a very exciting time for the city, and this is a very exciting time for this particular district. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Let me also acknowledge the support of City Council President Steve Martins, who's here wearing several hats. By day, he works at New Directions with Brenda on workforce development issues, and so and New Directions played a very vital part in making the UpSource's start here a reality. But Steve is also the City Council President, and he is the Ward 2 Councilor, and we are here in Ward 2, and Steve has been very supportive of our economic development efforts in this district right here, as well as across the city. Let me also thank Kim Raphael from Joseph Abboud Apparel. She's here right now on behalf of Tony Sapienza to offer her remarks. Joseph Abboud played a big part in, not Joseph Abboud himself, but Joseph Abboud, the company, played a big part in making this happen. This is part of their mill space here. It's a great fit for UpSource, and Kim, would you tell us a little bit about it?
We are delighted at Joseph Abboud Apparel that they could provide a space that this company has experienced such growth. Our CEO, Tony Sapienza, is committed to the city's business development agenda to this project. We believe this design of mill space will induce other companies to locate and redevelop space in a similar way in other mills along the water. I would like to formally thank the man rarely seen in a Joseph Abboud suit, but who keeps all aspects of our physical paint together. He has a few words, Rick.
Thank you. I don't, no one recognizes me in the suit, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I just wanted to take a very brief half a minute or so and just say thank you to a few people that really helped me get through this project. And the people down at the building department put up with just a myriad of questions from me, constantly bothering them. And I want to thank Danny Romanowitz for putting his people, quote unquote, at my disposal. Also worth mentioning, standing quietly in the background, Derek Santos. Thank you very much for all the help you gave me. And also, Rob Smith over from JMBA, I drove him crazy for a little while. He was very patient, and all these people brought their experience to bear where I had very little. And I just want to say a quick thank you to all of you for that. It helped me look good. So thank you all, and welcome to the neighborhood.
Well, let me close by saying this. Michael, good luck. Welcome to New Bedford. Mike, thanks a lot. Great job, everybody here today. And we look forward to future growth, and let us know what we can do to assist you in that way. Thank you. Thank you.
She was the passenger. I was T-boned on the passenger side.
We just had some wine. I wasn't even drunk, I was just buzzed.
What? You were just buzzed? Well, sir, you didn't tell us that. In that case, she's just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Oh.